Let's take a look at this article from the Washington Post today, showing again that those of the mainstream media are truly of the pit of hell. U.S. abortion decision horrific and appalling, world leaders say. The Supreme Court's decision Friday to overturn Roe v. Wade and revoke the constitutional right to abortion has triggered widespread condemnation outside the United States. So they've already invoked their buzz phrase. Now, this is becoming a buzz phrase, the constitutional right to an abortion. No, it was never a constitutional right. And if you had told the writers of the Constitution that they were guaranteeing a right to slaughter one's fetal infant, they would have said, no, what are you talking about? We would never dream of doing that. Roe versus Wade, that was the departure. This is a restoration of the status quo ante. The entire mainstream media is making much of the fact that Roe was in place for 49 years, as if, a grave departure has been committed today against 49 years of precedent. But they make nothing of the fact that Roe itself was a departure from millennia of precedent. All right, I've got to restrain myself. Let's take a look at this garbage. World leaders and abortion rights advocates describe the ruling as horrific and appalling. It's just the opposite. One of the darkest days for women's rights in my lifetime. No, it's one of the brightest days. The vote was 6-3 to uphold a restrictive Mississippi law banning all abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. It happened in nearly 50 years of legal precedent that guaranteed the right to the procedure. They call it a mere procedure. No, it's the slaughter of a fetal infant, not a mere procedure that was had. No, that was committed legally. For leaders and activists in places with more liberal abortion laws, Friday's ruling led to anger and resignation about the future of the United States. Oh, please, give me a break. As well as concern over how the decision might affect the issue in their own countries. Over the past several decades, more than 50 countries have liberalized their abortion laws, according to some demonic abortion group. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said the news was horrific and said he couldn't imagine the fear and anger among women losing the right to abortion, the right to kill their fetal infants legally. Women must be able to decide freely about their lives. No, they're deciding to kill their fetal infants when they commit fetal infanticide. The Rwandan Prime Minister condemned it as a big step backwards. No, it's just the opposite. The leader of Britain's right-wing conservative government added that he had always believed in a women's right to choose, and I stick to that view. Notice they're quoting a so-called conservative right-wing saying, no real conservative would ever support the legalized slaughter of fetal infants. In France, President Macron said that abortion is a fundamental right for all women. No, it never was. That was a complete fabrication. It must be protected. He said no, precisely the opposite is true. Look at this video, how abortion terminology became politicized. Yeah, such as using terminology such as reproductive rights when referring to fetal infanticide. Again, they're the ones who have politicized it. They're the ones who have turned reality on its head. I'm very disappointed because women's rights must be protected. What about the rights of fetal infants? Are you concerned about that at all, WHO director? And I would have expected America to protect such rights. Oh, yes, as if he speaks from the heights of Mount Olympus. No, he speaks from the depths of hell, like all these people do. Don't be fooled. The decision did receive some prominent support outside of the country, especially in Eastern Europe and Latin America. In Europe, some members of the far right, they never hesitate to use that term. That's a buzz term that is supposed to scare you. Beatrix von Storch, a senior member of Germany's AfD, she tweeted that the decision was good and sent a signal of hope for unborn life. It will radiate to the entire West. Yes, let's hope so. Wow, finally, we have a truth speaker in this article. The Vatican, oh no. The Vatican issued a statement that acknowledged the heated debate around the issue and said that the U.S. decision would challenge the whole world. The head of the Catholic Church, are they talking about Bergoglio? The Catholic Church, which opposes abortion, called for a non-ideological debate on the place that the protection of life has in a civil society. Oh, what an anemic, disgusting phrase that is. A real Catholic, a real Pope, would have issued a statement rejoicing on this day. Instead, we get that anemic, bureaucratic garbage, which really says it all, doesn't it? It actually says it all about the Novus Ordo anti-church. They are on the side of Satan. The U.S. move to restrict abortion rights is out of step with an overall trend, let's hope so, toward liberalization of abortion rules. Argentina, Ireland, and Mexico have pulled back strict abortion laws in recent years, to their eternal shame. German lawmakers repealed the 1933 law, blah, blah, blah. They're talking about the liberalization. And then the Chief Justice of the Mexican Supreme Court says, "Rarely have I been as proud to be part of the Mexican Supreme Court as I am today." He said in a clear allusion to the U.S. court decision, "All rights for all people. What about fetal infants? How about rights for them, you scumbag? Until equality and dignity become customary. How about for fetal infants, you pig from hell?" Protests against the U.S. decision were planned in European capitals, including London, etc. Some health experts, bogus experts, said they were deeply concerned that the United States was leading a small group of nations bucking liberalized abortion laws. Oh, to their credit. One statement signed by more than 100 global healthcare organizations, healthcare they call it, diabolical inversion. Organizations called the Supreme Court's decision a catastrophic blow to the lives of millions of women, girls, and pregnant people. How about what a blessing it is to the lives of the millions upon millions upon millions of fetal infants? How about the human rights of fetal infants, you pigs? Alvaro Bermejo, Director General of the International Planned Parenthood, blah, blah, said that the decision would be emboldening other anti-abortion, anti-woman, and anti-gender movements and impacting other reproductive freedoms. How about all the fetal infants it'll save? Not a word about that, you scum. We know for a fact that banning abortion does not mean fewer abortions. A liar. And that when abortion bans are enacted, women and pregnant people, notice that diabolism, die. As we have seen across the globe, most recently in Poland, Bermejo said, referring to Poland's move to further tighten its already strict abortion laws last year. Good for you, Poland. Poland is one of only 2 developed countries that has moved to further restrict abortion rights in the 21st century. Wonderful. The other is the United States. Wonderful. Let's see. In 2018, the people of Ireland spoke loud and clear. They're degenerates. That's what they spoke. They proclaimed their degeneracy, repealing one of the strictest abortion bans in the world, giving Irish women their rights. Their rights to murder their fetal infants, to murder their children in the womb. We look to America as an example of freedom, Jennifer Cassidy, a former Irish diplomat and academic. Oh, these people. They make me want to barf. With Roe versus Wade overturned, the United States was becoming unrecognizable, Cassidy added. Oh, man, the pile of bullshit these people serve up. It's just steaming. Gosh, it makes me want to throw up. Other voices from around the world concurred. A day of great anguish for women, girls, and all people in the United States. They just keep piling the lies and inversion. Deborah Diniz, a professor of the law faculty at the University of Brasilia, wrote, Vicky Rameau, a writer from Sierra Leone, added that she was personally devastated by the decision. Oh, personally devastated from Sierra Leone, which she saw as an attack on women, period. Now, these are people, remember, who can't even define what a woman is. I am also worried about the far-reaching global implications this will have on access to safe abortions across the globe. First of all, there are no safe abortions. Every abortion murders a fetal infant. But she's worried about it, but especially in Africa. Oh, wow. Well, that sounds really racist. She wants to murder Africans in the womb? Now, will the mainstream media call her out for this rabid racism? Don't hold your breath.